Thanks to the support as a channel member, Chris Graves. Oh, folks, Fylde haven't won in 5 games, and from being top of the table, they're now level on points with us, and we play them today. A win, and we are firmly in control of the title race, and fingers crossed, that bit closer to the promised land of the EFL. Hello and welcome to part 29 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have 2 games for you in the National League. We're at home against Scunthorpe, away against Fylde. Fingers crossed, we win them both. In fact, forget that. I've just seen after Fylde, we play Yeovil, who are third. I'm going to play Scunthorpe off camera. We'll play Fylde and Yeovil. I'll tell you how we got to this point first. We've been winning all the way through January. We did drop a couple of points here and there, but by and large, we've been winning. And while we've been winning, Fylde have been not winning. It's amazing how league tables work, isn't it? But the league table now does look like this. Us level on points, but with a much better goal difference. We've got the 2 top scorers in the league in Farmer and Yeovil. They're the 2 best players in the league. Alpha Ruprecht is third and is also top for assists. Agbenode is joint second for assists. Our front 4 is quite good. We gambled on him at the start of the season, and goodness me, is the gamble paying off currently. Financially, it's an absolute disaster, and we can't even afford to renew contracts because we're so far over the wage budget. So at the moment, everybody who's out of contract at the end of the season could be leaving, which does include Ian Thomas and Ronnie Hollingshead, both of which, and Camerson as well. Any and all of them leaving would be a bit of a problem, but it's worth it to keep the front 4 together. And if you look at the transfer values of some of these boys now, Farmer up to 600,000, Alpha Ruprecht up to 900,000, up to 750,000 for Agbenode. And there are league teams who are in for these players as well. So if that does become desperate, we could always sell 1 or 2 of them anyway and balance the books. But frankly, we've got a tycoon, and I'd love to start see him doing some tycooning. We still haven't seen very much of it. But let me go and play Scunthorpe off camera. Then we'll be back for Fylde and Yeovil. And hopefully we'll be clear at the top of the table by the end of the video. Wouldn't that be a thing? So as you would expect, we all won. We beat Scunthorpe 5-0. Fylde beat Cheltenham 1-0. And Yeovil beat Southport 3-0. So it is the 3 of us who are starting to develop quite the gap behind us as well. Fingers crossed, we now go and beat them both. That's the goal. Beat them both. You know our 11 by now. It's the one that always plays if they're fit, and thankfully right now they are. It's Hollingshead in goal. A back 4 of Thomas, Hills, Smith and Camerson. Rodney and East in midfield. Agbenode on the left. Alpha Ruprecht on the right. Yeovil and Farmer up front. Let's just go out there and rattle 10 goals past Fylde and get this wrapped up today, shall we? 2 wins today and we are as good as champions. Anything less than 2 wins, and it is going to be an awkward run-in, to say the least. But we are in good form, better form than Fylde. I mean, they scrape into that 1-0 win while we're beating a team in the playoffs 5-0. After the run they've been in compared to the run we've been in, everything points to us beating them today, which is why Football Manager being Football Manager will probably have us lose 3-0. I've played this game before. I know how it works. Farmer sliding in like a maniac. I mean, he got a hat-trick in the last game. Nearly got himself sent off there. Him getting a red card would be a disaster. And Hollingshead, what a save from him. If we tie down just 1 contract, it needs to be his. I'm tempted to set everyone else for release just so that I can give him a contract extension because he is so important to us. But I imagine Ian Thomas will have something to say about that because he's also quite good at left back. Alpha Ruprecht plays it back to East, and nothing further comes of it. We do need to kind of keep an eye on what Yeovil are up to as well while all this is going on, because obviously we play them next. It is important to see how they're doing. We want to see them lose. We want to see them drift away from this from this top 2. Let's make it a 2-horse race, which is what I thought it was going into this episode. As you saw in real time, I only just realised Yeovil were third and we were playing them next. Oh, it's funny how these things work out, isn't it? Lovely stuff. But Yeovil, I just want to see the fixtures. They keep showing me all these blooming highlights. Oh, that's hideous. Offside, maybe? No? I mean, there were 3 players behind our defensive line. To be fair, the ball was played backwards, but this is sloppy. Very sloppy. I mean, look at the state of that. That is horrific defending from us. Yeovil are at home to Cheltenham. This is not ideal. We're handing back the advantage to Fylde here, and they've been much the better team so far. Their XG is miles ahead of ours. We're going attacking. We're going to demand more. This has not been the way for us to start the match. We are supposed to be the attacking, awesome force of a team, and we're just not getting a look in. We're not getting the ball to our attackers, which is something we are very much not used to. I'm not sure where this version of Fylde have come from. Their run of form has been absolute dross. But they were 10 points clear at one point, so they've got something about them. I'm so glad they've recaptured that today. That fills me with lovely warm feelings. Right, Rodney plays it over the top for Alpha Ruprecht to chase, and we've got a bit of a counter-attack in the offing here. Alpha Ruprecht goes past his fullback, gives it to Farmer, who lays it off to East. Eonvian, I mean, 3 of them sliding in on him there, eventually dispossess him, and the attack is stopped. But weirdly, the highlight continues, so either Fylde are going to score a wonder goal, or we're winning the ball back here. Smith to Rodney to Alpha Ruprecht, who gives the ball away, and it is Fylde on the attack again. It's end-to-end stuff. This highlight's ending with a goal one way or the other. And worryingly, we've not got the ball currently. So I suspect it's going to Fylde, which will just about finish us off. Because at 2-0 down, we just haven't looked like creating anything. I don't know what's got into us. The form we've been in, we've been brilliant lately. And this is not brilliant. I don't want to see the replay. The replay's going to upset me. Not good enough, you bunch of wallies. Who have we got on the bench? I mean, nobody. Nobody that we would want to bring on for the boys that are on the pitch. I just want them to start playing the way I know they can. I'm going to demand more again. I'm not going to berate them. Fylde are obviously the best team in the division and demonstrating it once again here today. They've had a sticky patch, but now they've come out the other side of it. I mean, I literally said we're going to lose 3-0 today because all the signs pointed towards us winning comfortably, which Football Manager, because it's hilarious. Oh, you're such a funny guy, Football Manager. When it's so obvious there's only going to be one winner, this is what it does. And I hate it. Demand more again. I'm not changing anything because what we're doing works. The game has just decided that today it's not going to work because it's got to make the title race interesting. We're still going to win the league. I'm completely confident we're still going to win the league. We just got to go through this today for no reason. We'll beat Yeovil. Fylde will drop. Fylde will win one of the last 3 games and we'll still win the league. Just got to keep it interesting, haven't you? Hate it. Just let matches go to form sometimes. Football Manager, you swine. Right. We made a triple substitution there. I never do that, but I'm cross. We've rattled the crossbar. We've got 15 minutes. We are good enough to drag ourselves back into the game, but Farmer's not turned up. 33 goals he's had going into this. Absolutely not turned up today. Alpha Ruprecht hasn't turned up. They're the 2 best players in the league. Didn't turn up for the most important game of the season. And now we've gifted a 3-point lead back to Fylde again. And if they go back into being the relentless team they were in the first half of the season, that's it. They're a League 2 team, and we've got to lose the playoffs. Hideous. We must beat Yeovil. Well, no changes because we don't have players to change. Like I say, you know the starting 11. We are the home team in this match. Yeovil are in the same kind of form we were in going into the previous match. So Yeovil are a team more in form than Fylde were, which means we might have a chance of beating them. Also, good news for my fellow red-green colourblind folk. We have no idea what's going on in this match. I think we're attacking. Yeah, this is going to be some interesting commentary. Cross comes in. Eonvian's there. He's hit the crossbar. I mean, at least we're creating something. That's more than we did in the whole match against Fylde. Fylde, by the way, away against Scunthorpe, who we've just beaten 5-0. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see them lose against Scunthorpe, us beat Yeovil, and after all that, still end the episode top of the league. Because Football Manager is a silly goose. But it is Yeovil on the attack, and Hollingshead just pushes it round the post. Oh, goodness me. That was a little bit too close for comfort. I'm very much keeping an eye on the Fylde game. We could really use Scunthorpe doing us a favour here today, and it looks like it's going to be a highlight for us. Yonvian flicks it on, and it ends up with Alpha Ruprecht on the right-hand side, which is, more often than not, a route to a goal for us. But he's given the ball away today, like he did a couple of times against Fylde. Camerson gets him out of trouble, and then East tries to play it over the top to him again. He flicks it on to Farmer, and Farmer's there for, I mean, it says that's his 33rd. That means it's being disallowed, doesn't it? Because he was already on 33. There you go. There's a tell for you. It shows you that it's his 33rd. Even though you know that was, just don't know their totals and you'll be fine. Fylde are winning against Scunthorpe, which is just only going to extend their lead at the top of the table further. But Agbenone is there, and surely that one's being given. It is. It's a 5th goal of the season for Agbenone. It's yet another assist for Alpha Ruprecht. We haven't seen as much of this year because we've had the 2 strikers doing as well as they have. We haven't had as many goals from the wide areas, but this was something Agbenone was pretty good at last year, and it seems that he's still pretty good at it now, which is jolly nice to see. Right, that at least puts us with a little bit of daylight between us and Yeovil, but there's only one automatic promotion spot. We have this bottleneck at the top of the National League, and as a team that just cannot win the playoffs, we may as well not play in them. We have to finish first. Fylde can do the playoffs. They'll probably win them. They're a good team. We've just seen that they're a good team. Alpha Ruprecht plays it all the way back to Smith. And Smith now gives it to East, who very nonchalantly plays it back to Hills, and now Rodney to East, who again doesn't seem that interested in his passes. He's causing problems for us here by not really connecting with his passes properly, but this time gives it to Agbenone, who in turn passes it on to Thomas, who slides it across to Yonvian, and that's a 20th goal of the season for him. What a signing he's turned into. He's been here about a year now with his loan and then his permanent signing in the summer, and he's probably got over 30 goals for us in that time, which is, in any other save, in any other team, would be talking about him as the greatest striker in the world. He just happens to exist in a team that also has Owen Farmer in it. But between the two of them, over 50 goals already, and there's still 11 league matches left. It is a quite absurd strike partnership we've got going on here. One that deserves to be playing in the Football League. So we need Scunthorpe to do us a favour. Where is that match? Scunthorpe have equalised. They are potentially going to do us a favour. It's 1-1 between Scunthorpe and Fylde, which leaves the top of the table looking very, very close. 1 point between us and Fylde, and then the 3, was it, between us and then Yeovil behind us, which seems like that should be a bigger gap. I don't think we were level. Were we level on points with them going in? I guess it's because we lost against Fylde while they won. It's very tight at the top. Chester trying to get themselves involved as well. Oh, look at you, Chester, trying to be relevant again. Pack it in. No one likes you. Goodness me. Right, we're going to leave Alpha Ruprecht on, even though he's shattered. I don't want to make 3 changes and risk rocking the boat too much. What's going on with Scunthorpe? I couldn't see them there. And that was very nearly a goal back for Yeovil, which is the last thing we want to see. We will take off Alpha Ruprecht now, bring on Cabia. It's nice having strength and depth in the attack. It would be nice to have it in other areas of the pitch, but we've got like-for-like changes for the entire front 4, which is probably a luxury we don't need to be spending as much money on as we are. But it does mean we've always got goals in us, apart from when we play against Fylde, apparently. Thomas, good tackle from him. We need to make sure he doesn't disappear at the end of his contract, at the end of the season. He's someone who needs this promotion so we can afford to give him a new contract, because at the moment we just can't. And I'm surprised he's not already been snapped up by a Scottish team or a Welsh team or somebody who can offer him a contract on a pre-contract now. And Hollingshead did well initially, but then kind of got stranded, and the defenders tried to cover for him, but to no avail. And that is a goal back for Yeovil, which means we have to do the final 10 minutes or so of the match with just a 1-goal advantage. Hollingshead committed, didn't get there, and the Yeovil guy was just able to kind of pick his spot. And it is going to sting if we end up dropping points today. I still can't see the Fylde match, but we are into the 92nd minute. Hollingshead this time comes and collects, and hopefully that's the last highlight we get to see today, because I'm done with them. I've had enough of highlights today, thanks. I'd like to just take the 3 points and see no more highlights. I thought Marsh was going to wriggle clear with the ball there. It ends up falling to East. And now Farmer, 1 touch, goes past his man. Marsh now picks it up. He's got a lot of work to do from there, but it falls to Thomas. And now Rodney, who dinks it over the top, looking for Marsh again. It's back with Rodney. Again, Rodney into the area, just has to play it across. He finds Cabby, it's taken a deflection, and somehow I think ended up behind for a corner. It was chaos in there and probably should have led to a goal, but it's going to be East to float a corner in. Less than a minute of added time left. Just play the short corner and keep it in the corner, you numbskulls. Cross comes in, Hills is there, it's cleared off the line. Is that a save or a goal line clearance? Either way, it was very nearly the third, but hopefully, and in fact, absolutely was the final highlight of the game. Now we just need to check to see if Scunthorpe did do us a favour against Fylde, and they did. They held Fylde to a point, so not the worst outcome for the episode. We're still only 1 point behind Fylde, 11 games to go. We don't have to play either Fylde or Yeovil again. We've still got Chester coming up, but we just need another spell of 10 or 12 games, or 11 games, I guess, like the previous 11, and I think we win the league. I don't think Fylde will be as relentless as us. Cross everything, touch wood and whatever. Let us get promoted. I'd really like to be. Thanks. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.